And we return to Book 12 of Homer's epic poem, The Odyssey, where the crew eats the cattle of the sun. Now, if you have yet to catch up to this point in the story or have just stumbled across this video, then down in the description below is a link to a playlist where you can listen to the entire epic poem as it is being recorded. And if you would like a copy of the Odyssey with the Iliad attached, there is also an affiliate link where you can purchase a copy to follow along. Or if you wish for the more poetic version, you can also find the Fagel's translation of just the Odyssey below. But without further ado and no more stalling for time, we begin with the Homeric epic that is the Odyssey, with the Sirens, Scylla, and Charybdis, and the cattle of the sun. So having been asked by King Alcinous to resume his story, Odysseus returns to his narrative past. The ship and crew return to the Circe's island to give Elpenor a proper burial as promised. And it is here that Circe explains that he will encounter the Sirens, beautiful singers whose voices have led countless sailors to their deaths, wandering off course, crashing upon the rocks, or even jumping over and swimming to the island only to slowly waste away. He is told to tell his men to plug their ears with wax, and if he so wishes so badly to hear, have his men bind him to the mast. His next trial will be to be getting past the monsters Scylla and Charybdis. In order to pass, Odysseus will have to make the tough choice to sail through one of the monsters, but he cannot avoid nor fight them. Scylla is an ugly, multi-headed beast that is guaranteed to eat several of his men, while Charybdis is an ocean whirlpool that not only sucks things down to the ocean floor, but spits them back out in shattered pieces. Now, Odysseus and his men set sail after being given provisions from Circe, and they shortly come across the Sirens. Now Odysseus wishes to hear the birds' songs and has his men lash him to the ship's mast. He then orders the crew not to release them until they are away from the Sirens' call, and that each man is to put wax in his ears so as not to hear their deadly song. And as the ship passes the Sirens, Odysseus begins to struggle against his bounds, demanding to be released. Two of his crew get up from their oars and begin tightening his ropes, preventing him from leaving the safety of the ship. And now, past the dangers of the Sirens, the crew removes the wax from their ears and releases Odysseus from his bonds, where Odysseus opts to take the safer path through Scylla. He rationalizes that Scylla can only eat 7 of his men at a time, giving the rest a chance to escape, while Charybdis could doom them all. Now, he still hopes not to be spotted by Scylla, but Scylla cannot be escaped and grabs 7 men and whisks them away to be eaten in an instant. Seeing his men get eaten, Odysseus rushes to dress to battle, but his crew wisely holds him back and rows their way to safety before Scylla returns for a second helping. And after escaping the dangers of Scylla, the crew reaches the island of the sun god Helios. Fun fact, this is Circe's father and grandfather to the not 1, not 2, but 3 sons that Odysseus did not know he had bore with her. Odysseus then tells his men not to land on the shores as Tiresias warned, but the same mutinous crewman as before convinces the crew to go ashore. Odysseus relents, only telling the men that should they come across any cattle, they are to leave them be and not eat them. The men do land and go ashore, and as a result, get stranded by a storm and slowly run out of provisions. Hungry and tired, the crew slaughter and eat the cattle as Odysseus sleeps. And just as Tiresias had warned, Helios reaches out to Zeus, demanding punishment for the men. In the morning, Odysseus has seen what his men has done. He is furious with them, but he cannot change what the damage has been done. Seeing that the storm has passed, the crew set sail for home. But it is not long before Zeus strikes the ship's mast with lightning, leaving Odysseus shipwrecked and clinging to a board at the ocean's mercy. He was only spared because he himself had not eaten from the cattle. But he's not out of danger just yet, as the currents drag him towards Charybdis, where he narrowly avoids death by leaping onto a rock while his board goes down into the whirlpool's maw, and there he waits for it to be spat back out. He leaps back on his raft as it drifts by Scylla, where he is thankful not to have been noticed. Finally, he lands back on towards Calypso's island, where, according to Hesiod, he once again unknowingly fathers twins before he leaves. And with that, Book 12 comes to a close. And if you are enjoying these summaries and explanations, don't hesitate to subscribe and like. But if I can improve anything anywhere, then please let me know in the comments below. And with that, I look forward to seeing all of you guys next time. And take care, everyone.